Nope. Start over.
The champagne's been popped? The
There you
wine is...
go.
Hey, stop messing me up. The champagne has been popped. The wine is flowing. So you know where we're going.
Where we're going?
We're going on a backlot tour. And I am your tour guide, Captain Zach. Is with me always is the Beans.
Or Jana. Yep.
You ruin it every time. It's like you just can't let well enough go alone. Whatever the phrase is. Anyways, we can't do a does this hold up on this one because
Neither of us ever saw it.
neither of us had seen this movie. And I use the term movie loosely, like very loosely. We're talking Shipwreck? No, what is this called?
Jumping Ship,
Jumping
starring the
Ship.
Lawrence brothers.
I call it Shipwrecked on this episode. So
Joey, Matthew, Andrew.
yeah, it was a decom, and for some reason in my head, whenever it says com, I think comedy. This is not
the
This is
case.
not a comedy.
No.
This is a 2001 banger. Just kidding. It is not a banger. It is. I'm gonna say this. It was horribly boring. It was akin to a long TV show that could have been a tight 25 minutes.
Tell us how you really feel.
This was garbage. Like there were scenes that just made no like there was clearly scenes they added to make it 90 minutes. Like they were just like where he's just like, "Oh, where are you on the?" He's like, "Oh, why you do this?" Like
That
there's
was not specific or descriptive whatsoever.
I know they saw it. Everyone's seen this movie. This is the most popular movie from 2001. It made lots of money. Just kidding. No one saw this movie. And there's a prequel to this movie. You said.
Yes, discovered it today when we were looking this one up on IMDb that there was a 1999 DCOM starring Joseph and Andrew Lawrence called Horse Sense.
Joey Lawrence.
Oh, he's billed as Joseph in this.
All right. Well.
But anyways, I never knew about that one. Never saw it, but they have the same character names. So
This is a classic tale of like kid who does nothing with his life. He's affluent and he gets shipwrecked because of pirates and has to learn the ways of the force.
we're not retelling the movie here.
I'm just giving it like a brief history of what this is.
Well, that's on them
I mean,
to watch this.
no,
awful movie.
don't make them watch this. I don't think you need to watch this movie. It was so boring.
It was pretty boring.
It was so slow. Nothing happens.
It was very
And then
bad.
The end happens, and then it's just like, that was it. That was our plan. Get her. Like literally, they should have left him on the island, though.
You're talking a lot for a guy who is like, I'm not going to have anything to talk about. with
If I
this
hate
movie.
something, it just came into me. I'm just like, I did not like this movie. It was so, it felt like 3 hours. It literally felt like it was an episode of something.
I will say 15 minutes into the movie, when Ronan stopped us for me to take him to the bathroom, I thought we were at least 30 minutes in.
I thought we were an hour in. I thought we were almost done. And what this should have turned into was like a really, like it was so serious for what it was. I was like, this is way more serious than I thought it'd be, because I'm not laughing at all. I want to laugh in these movies. And I came and laughed at this one because it wasn't poorly acted or anything like that. It wasn't like, except for the villains, I guess, but like the quote unquote pirates, who those are not fucking pirates.
We know the Lawrence brothers can act. They've had
they were
careers.
all fine.
Yeah.
I had nothing. Nothing against them on this one.
I'm gonna say I was surprised to learn / realize the age difference between Andy and Matthew and Andy and Joey. Like, I don't know, like, I watched Brotherly Love growing up and everything,
Obviously.
and they have their podcast now, and like it'll pop up on my Instagram and everything. Like, I always just assumed, like, oh, they're maybe like 5 years apart between all three of them. And no, like Joey is 12 years older than Andy. Matthew is 8 years older than Andy. I don't know. It's just such a huge age difference that I didn't realize when I was
This has
younger.
nothing to do with the movie.
It has nothing to do with the movie. Just the Lawrence
You're
brothers.
like, don't give them a recap. I'm going to talk about their ages, though. the pirates at the end, like they should have just left him to die.
They were not believable as pirates.
No, these are not believable pirates. And I hate when someone gets pickpocketed in a movie. It drives me insane. That's how it all starts, because they steal his wallet and they're like, "Ooh, this guy's got money."
But at least justice gets served.
I guess they like get the boat from some reward that we were not privy to. They're like, "Yeah, but I took the reward. I didn't talk to you guys about it. And I bought the fucking boat, and now we have a charter like business." And you're like, "What?"
Also, it makes me think right now, talking about the reward for the pirates, and it's just like those pirates were docked there like for a while. Did they not know they were pirates?
They probably didn't know that they were the
Or
pirates.
is it just a reward for any pirate that you get?
I think they were the ones that were wreaking havoc, but no one knew it was them. I'm assuming.
I'm assuming because they don't look like pirates or
No, they
act like
definitely
pirates.
like they were just terrible. And it's like they searched for these people on an island for 9 days, and they're like,
Also-
"We gotta keep going."
Question here too. What is the definition of a pirate? Because these people weren't like going to ravage the ship. They were going to go just steal Joey Lawrence to hold him for ransom. And that seems more like human trafficking, kidnapping, not necessarily piracy.
Pirate's a loose term on this one. I don't think anything makes sense in this movie. Because these pirates would have given up if, like, day one, they'd be like, "This isn't worth it. Just go find someone else." They're like, "No, but he's got an unlimited credit line." And you're like, and like, then Joey's got like the magic phone that works everywhere. He's like, "I got a sat phone." I'm like, "No, you don't. Not in 2001. I don't think you do."
He does.
He's like, "I'm talking to everyone in the middle of the ocean in Australia with perfect reception." I'm just like, what the hell is this? I walk out of my neighborhood and I don't have reception. Like,
So Joey's dad and Andy's mom are brother and sister in this movie.
that,
Because
Yes.
they're cousins in the movie,
yes.
So what happened where the dad is like super rich and wealthy and everything, and then the mom is like, "I can't even afford to keep my ranch, so we're just staying
They
on
never
as
told us.
farmhands."
They were just like, "You'll get it." We're
Maybe
like,
that's something that's covered in Horse Sense, and we need to watch it.
horse sense.
Horse Sense,
That's probably it, because that's about the horses.
yeah.
I'm not watching that. You were like, "Maybe we need to watch this." I'm like, "No, I don't need to know."
It is
Just-
rated higher.
Just, yeah, 0.1 point higher. Then again, like, this is like higher rated. This is like a 6. So it's higher rated than a lot of stuff that's come out as of late. So I can't knock that. I mean, I guess it was a movie. So
It's a movie,
they had that one snake in the one part that over and over.
and the same with the
clearly like-
little the monitor.
Yeah, they're like, "We have this for a
Or
whole day. We
dragon,
need
I
to
don't know.
get our use out of this. The snake trainer is only on set for one day. We need to get it like a lot."
So I wonder if I would have liked this as a teenager.
You probably been like, "This is serious drama happening here."
So when this movie came out in 2001, it came out that towards the end of the summer.
Solid, good time.
So I was 14, about to turn 15, and
You would have been all about Matthew.
I was a big fan of the Lawrence brothers. Big fan. Not so much Andy, but Joey and Matthew.
You're like, all the brothers. Not Andy. Fuck him. You're like,
No,
well,
Andy-
he was like 8.
Andy's fine, but he is younger than me. And when you're like 14, it's like guys who are younger than
You're
you.
like, "You're
ew,
disgusting.
gross."
You're disgusting. You barf bag."
So I remember like seeing previews for it and everything. I really, really, really wanted to watch this movie.
Yeah, you've
Okay.
been saying, like, when we went through all the DComs, you're like, "Oh my gosh, I wanted to see this movie." And
I
I'm like,
wanted to see it so badly when I was a teenager, and then I just like I always missed
"What's
it.
it called
And
again?"
Jumping Ship.
Oh my god, why is it like
know.
shipwrecked? Why
But,
they even
like-
said shipwrecked? Like,
So, anyways, that was like starting freshman year of high school. I was a cheerleader, so like my Friday nights were always.
humble brag.
It's not a humble brag. My Friday nights were always, at football games, and
Humble brag again.
so
I'm
I
always out being popular and just.
was not popular. Definitely not popular.
You probably were.
I was not.
If you're the head cheerleader,
I was not the head cheerleader.
weren't you at one point though?
No.
You said you were.
I mean, captain is different than being like.
I don't know what that means. You're talking to someone who was unpopular.
I was unpopular too.
In my head, I was popular.
I went to a very small school.
I mean, my high school experience with my friends was probably way better.
All right,
than
we don't need
most
to
people's. playing LAN
leash all
parties,
this.
Diablo 2, best.
But we
What are you even talking about right
so
now?
well so what I'm saying is that I kept missing it. I kept missing
You
it
couldn't just
anytime
hit
that it came on.
record on a VCR.
Not in 2001.
A VCR?
Okay, I was not
This is
given that
1991
privilege
to hit
because
record.
okay,
You didn't know how to program the VCR.
no, we knew how to program it at my mom's house, but my mom did not have cable, and my dad
Forbid the Lawrence brothers in the house.
my dad did not like that I was a cheerleader at all.
I was gonna say my dad did not like the Lawrence brothers at all. It's just too much. They're just oozing sex.
So there's
Can't have
no
it.
way he would have done that for me to record this stupid.
You can't watch
decom.
this stupid movie. He did you a favor. Let's be honest. You dodged a bullet, and we
but-
caught that bullet like 30
Okay,
years
you know,
later.
I have been trying to like finish this thought for like 5 minutes now, and it keeps getting derailed.
22 years later, we caught that bullet.
So, anyways, as a 14/15-year-old
God, I
freshman in
hated
high
this movie.
school, like,
This movie's so bad.
I desperately wanted to see this, and I think I kind of wonder if I had
The
seen it then,
universe was telling you to not see this movie.
if I had seen it then,
You would have loved it. It would have
Would I have
shaped
loved
your
it?
childhood.
it wouldn't have shaped my childhood.
You would have been like, I have a shirt that says shipwrecked.
Jumping ship,
Jumping ship. Sorry.
but
I'm
it
not
was,
calling it jump. I'm calling it shipwrecked. Okay. Just
Okay,
know that it's what
whatever.
that means.
Um,
It's too hard to remember.
I feel like I probably would have loved it, but primarily because it was the Lawrence brothers.
There's no other selling point in this movie.
And as a teenage girl, that was the selling point.
Also, my biggest thing that like what came up, I was like, wait, where's the other Lawrence brother? Like, where's Matthew? And then they go to Australia and they're like, oh, it's a guy who looks just like us, and he doesn't like have an accent, and he's our charter like captain. You're like, wait,
It's like a 21-year-old.
you're like, oh hey, I'm a 21-year-old bro. Like he's like, get in the fucking back, give me your watch. You're like, you guys are brothers, and why don't you have an accent? Why are you here? What's going on? Was his dad dead? It sounded like he
Yes.
was still alive.
No, his dad was dead. His dad died.
I thought he said he was still alive.
No. Was
Right.
he? I don't know.
I don't know. Like the
I
other
was on
kids-
my phone some of the time during this movie.
Yeah, your mind was wandering because you were like, this movie's so bad. Thank
It's so
God I didn't see this when I was a
boring.
kid.
No, I
This
think
could have
that-
made you a completely different person.
I don't think
You would have
so.
really liked really bad movies growing up instead of just kind of bad movies.
No.
You're like, I love this movie. I'm like, oh my
I
God.
love the Lawrence brothers.
And then you watch it now, you're like, oh my God, I was so stupid. Why did I like this?
Do you want me to throw like another bombshell on you?
Yes, go for it.
Okay, so when I was looking up Horse Sense,
Oh,
the
God.
prequel,
I'm not watching that.
you know, I was like scrolling through the cast and everything.
Wait, that didn't show up on the DComs, I don't think, did it?
I don't know. We haven't searched for it.
Well, we looked through all of them they had on there.
I don't know that we did. Anyways, Joey shows up on the list. Andy shows up and it's just like, huh, weird. And then I was like looking at trivia for Horse Sense and it's just like Matthew Lawrence makes a cameo as like
A shipboat captain.
a cowboy or something there.
Oh.
So it's just like, okay, so I mean, I don't know what the level of interaction was between them, but it does say that like Joey and Matthew interacted with each other.
Are you saying they started the
in Horse
Lawrence
Sense?
verse way earlier than everyone else?
Lawrence verse?
Like the Marvel verse, Star Wars universe, the Lawrence verse.
I mean, they're like always in stuff together. I think that's probably like in their contracts or something. Like, you got to put one of my brothers in this.
I think they had their own multiverse going on then. They were ahead of their time. Whoa. That's from Blossom.
You know, they're like the original Hanson.
Hanson's a band.
Yeah, but you got like three brothers together.
Wouldn't the Brady Bunch been the original Hanson?
No, because those aren't biological siblings.
What about the Partridge Family?
No,
It says family.
no.
Brady Bunch.
Do you think that's where Hanson got the idea of like, hey, if these three bros can find success in the entertainment biz, maybe
No,
we
they
can
probably
too?
saw the Partridge Family because that's what that was about.
The
It's like
Hanson family?
The Partridge Family and the Hanson family are the same thing pretty much.
Oh man, I've never seen the Partridge Family.
There's just like a bunch of singing people.
I think I've only seen like the parody on Family Guy.
Oh. I don't have much more to say on this, and this has
I
gone
don't
way,
either.
way longer than I thought it would. But
So, what are your final thoughts?
my final thoughts is this barely qualified to be a movie in my book, It felt like a TV show, like, and not a very good one. I have nothing against the Lawrences in this. They were all fine. They were serviceable. But the movie was ludicrous. I was like, you should have done. This is a Swiss Family Robinson scenario where you're on the island and you're shipwrecked, and you make like death traps for these pirates, and you fucking kill them. That would have been an awesome turn, and I would have been all.
Well,
for
I mean,
it.
that girl probably did die
Yeah, he pushed her like he literally pushed her down, like broke her leg, and I'm like, if they didn't like turn him
in a cave.
yeah, that girl would have been dead, and she was already freaked out because she was like, "This is the murder cave," and you're like, "You guys like get in there," and he's just like, "I'm gonna push you down. I'm gonna fuck you up." Like I like the trap was just like he hits a lever and then just a few heads come out, like a little tiny the shrunken heads, and they're all like, "Ah!" and they like freak out. Like that was the trap. I'm like, you could have done something a little bit more.
Grandiose.
Yeah, like maybe it like flung them into that little pit or something, but like instead they're just like, I'm gonna give them a good scare right
I
here.
was a little disappointed that that mud pit wasn't quicksand.
That was your takeaway?
It's not my takeaway. I'm just saying
You're
it's a
like, this is my
disappointment.
final thought. That fucking mud pit should have been quicksand.
That would have changed the whole movie.
It would have, because we grew up in an era where we were very afraid of acid rain and quicksand.
Quicksand.
We thought
Quicksand was going to be
we
everywhere.
thought there'd be a much bigger threat out there of quicksand.
Growing up on the farm too, I was like legit terrified of quicksand because we had like dirt roads.
Also,
we
like
had-
you're exposed to things like the Neverending Story, where Artex just like dies in front of you,
and they wonder why so many millennials need therapy.
and then Princess Bride with the lightning sand. There's like all these like iconic scenes where like you're
People
just, like,
die from
you're like,
quicksand.
oh my God, I'm not going outside. This isn't tight. You can't go outside.
What was the horse's name?
Artex.
Okay. Who's Atreyu?
Atreyu is like the main character.
Yeah.
No, he's like, well, Atreyu is the kid in the story. Bastion is the kid reading. Artex was the horse that he brings back in the end, thank God. And then there's the princess who he's supposed to give a name to.
Moonchild.
Moonchild. That's why he yells at the end, because it's like in the book, I think he's just like, the producer's probably like, God, we got to like really cover up that he says Moonchild because that's a really bad name. That's his mom's name. His mom's name was Moonchild.
All right, this is a whole other podcast.
We got to watch that again and be
Yeah.
like, this movie is a nightmare.
Yeah.
Like the wolf.
Okay, can we stop?
Gamork, that was nightmare fuel.
All right,
and
let's
so
stop.
was the turtle. We haven't talked to anyone in a very long time.
Okay, it's my turn. My final
Hey,
thoughts.
babe, take it home.
This does not hold up. It's a bad movie. Don't watch it. 10 out of 10 don't recommend.
0 stars.
0 stars.
Not even a half star.
I will give it 2 out of 10 stars for the Lawrence brothers. Or 3 out of 10, one for each brother. That's my final thought. It's.
I mean, yeah.
I'm disappointed. I thought it was going to be a really good,
I thought it was gonna be
epic.
funny. Like it wasn't even. I didn't laugh once, and also like, it just wasn't entertaining. Sorry, guys. This one's a dud. This one does not hold up.
Can I also say the matching suits that they had in the beginning? Ridiculous.
Amazing suits.
I mean, it looked fine on Joey. On Andy, it looked like
So like the relationship
Mother
between
boy
them, like
gone
I didn't
wrong.
get. Yeah, I didn't understand what was happening. You're like, oh, I'm gonna trust him to take this kid to Australia for like a fishing trip.
yeah, and I mean it's probably something that we missed in Horse Sense since we didn't watch that.
I do not like that name. Like horse sense.
Don't get mad at me about it. I didn't name it.
Horsens. I thought it was like the quickening, like horsens, like incense, but horsens. I'm not watching horsens.
Okay.
I already watched Shipwrecked. I'm not watching horsens.
But like I don't know. It seems weird to me that
There was so many weird things about this movie that I don't need.
I would
explained.
not let my child go to Australia with their like cousin
It
that's
was
12 years
it was
older.
2001. It's a different time.
That's true.
All right, take us home.
All right. Well, don't watch this movie.
Do not.
Actually, I'd like to hear what you think of this movie. Anybody that
Yeah,
did watch
all
it?
all our callers, call on
Yes,
in.
yes.
We're waiting patiently by the
Anybody
phones.
that did watch it when it came out and has rewatched it since
I mean, we only watched
recently?
it because we had a lot of fans reaching out, be like, "You need to see this awesome
Shut
movie."
up, Zach. Okay. All right. You know what? There's a great big pretty okay tomorrow.
Shining at the end of every day.